So this is how to find areas of shapes on grids that just aren't like conforming to the walls, so you can't just simply multiply to figure them out. So how we do this is you want to build a bunch of shapes on the outside of it so that it makes a perfect rectangle. So generally you only do triangles, but sometimes you'll do rectangles. So now you want to figure out the height and width of this whole combined shape. So we get 4 for the height and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for the width, which means the area of this whole square is 28. So now we want to subtract out these boxes so we can just be left with the area of that center shape. So so we do all the triangles separately to figure out their areas. So this triangle is 1 by 4. This triangle is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 3. And now this triangle is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by 1. So now we'll figure out the area of all the triangles around the main one. So the first one, and this is just the formula for finding a triangle, is to multiply base times height and then divide it by 2, which is what I'm doing now. So we get 18 over 2, and that equals 9. And now the next one, we get 4 times 1 divided by 2, which will just equal 4 over 2, which then equals 2. And this last one, we do 7 times 1 divided by 2, and we get 7 over 2, which simplifies to 3.5. So now we're going to add these 3 together, and then we get 14.5. So that's when the original shape of this comes into play. So we subtract 14.5 from 28, and we get 13.5, which, as you can see here, is our answer. So we'll do one more, and this one now has 4 sides, which means we're going to need to build 4 triangles on the outside of it instead of 3 like we did in the last problem. Okay. So do this one and this last one. Alright. So this one is 2 squares wide and 4 squares tall. So 2 times 4 for this one. And now this next one is 2 squares wide and 2 squares tall rather, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares wide or long. And this next one is 1 wide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tall. And now this final one is 1 square tall and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares wide. So now we're gonna multiply, and we divide all of these by 2, like we did in the other problem, over 2. And this original one, I forgot to divide it by 2. And then the blue triangle gets divided by 2. And lastly, the orange triangle. So the ones just don't do anything in this case because they're being multiplied, and 1 times anything is always itself. So we don't need to do anything with those. So the 2's cancel out, and the magenta triangle is 4. And now these 2's cancel out, and the green triangle is 6 units. And then the blue triangle, when 5 is divided by 2, get 2.5. And finally, this last triangle, 5 divided by 2, equals 2.5. Oh, and I forgot to get the length and width of the entire square. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So when you multiply those two together, you get 42. And then these added together is 10. And then these two are 5. So that's 15. So now I'm going to subtract 15 from the 42. And I get 27, which is our answer. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helped.